Yeah.
How do I work with fractions? Ooh, multiply and divide you.
Okay.
And subtract can seem so hard at first, but on this track, you'll learn by the third verse.
Somebody told me that they was having a problem with fractions and how to solve them in math style equations, like how to add them, subtract them, and multiply them, and then divide them and have the right answer before the day's end. Though complicated it seems, it's not as hard if you know the formulaic approach to find the answer. So if we start at the top and make our way to the bottom, we'll understand through our mathematical banter. Let's first examine a fraction, exactly what it's composed of, and get a little bit closer to understanding. You got a number on top that's followed next by a line balanced on top of a number on which it's standing. The number on top's known as the numerator. Denominator's the number that's chilling down at the bottom. And all we do is just use this very knowledge as tools to figure out computations, and then we got them.
How do I work with fractions? Ooh, multiply and divide you. Ooh, and subtract can seem so hard at first, but on this track, you'll learn by the third verse.
So let's say that we take a fifth plus 1/5. How do we go about coming up with an answer? Whether addition with fractions or you're using subtraction, there's a couple of steps you must adhere to. Since there's a common denominator, we take the 5 and drag it over and add the top numbers. And 1 and 1 is just 2. 2 over the 5 makes 2/5, the solution with no blunders. Subtraction's just the same except you go in reverse, so 2 minus the 1 will give you 1/5. And 1/5 plus 1/2 requires a little different math. We need the bottom numbers the same to start with, to get the lowest common denominator, which is the smallest number. That 5 and 2 go in. Divide the product of 5 and 2 by their greatest common factor, which is 1, and you get 10.
How do I work with fractions? Ooh, multiply and divide you. Ooh, and subtract can seem so hard at first, but on this track, you'll learn by the third.
Now in 1/5, you times the 5 by the 2, and then the 1 by the 2, and wind up with 2/10. And then in 1/2, you times the 5 in the math, and wind up with 5/10 plus 2/10, and solve that.
And it's the same if you want to subtract, so we'll move on to multiplication and figure out that. And these ones have the easiest steps. You just times the tops by the tops, and then the bottom by the lower deck, and simplify.
So now we move on with 2 divide,
Okay.
cause we have cruised smoothly through this ride. So when dividing fractions, you just flip the last one,
And after that, then you multiply.
Example!
2/3 divided by 3/4 equals 2/3 times 4/3 equals 8 over 9, and that's how you divide. It's a fraction computation party.
How do I work with fractions? Ooh,